meet the guys up.
All right, welcome to Health, Wealth, and Relationships with
Tisa.
and Grant. We got a special guest today, Tisa.
I know. First, happy Thursday, everybody. Yes, we have a special guest, a person I've recently met, but it seems like we're right on the same page. So bring her in, and it's lovely to have her.
Oh, absolutely. We are honored to welcome Corlette Deveaux. She's the CEO and co-founder of Remember 2, and that is rm2.ai. You got to check this out. We're going to really talk about this. She's about helping families, helping caregivers, seniors, and healthcare providers to rethink the future of care by focusing on early warning signs. And she has an AI-powered health intelligence, and she closes that invisible gap between these doctor visits that we all know what happens in between these doctor visits is very important. So let's bring her to the stage.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. Great to see you both.
Welcome.
Yeah, let them know where you're at, first of all.
I am in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Beautiful, sunny Florida.
By way of the Bahamas. She is from the Bahamas.
Yes, I'm in Florida today, but I'll be in Bahamas tomorrow. I go back and forth, doing my best to make a difference in the world like everybody else, like you too, trying to make a difference in the world. So I try to help Bahamians as well as, in America.
I got one question, because this came up when me and Tisa was down in Florida. She was asking me about conch, right? C-O-N-C-H. She said, what is conch? I gave her my explanation, but you are from the Bahamas. Please explain to her what conch is.
Conch is conch. First and foremost, a lot of people, because it's spelled C-O-N-C-H, a lot of people want to say conch.
Right.
So it's like conch. It's the C-H. You just kind of sound
with
like
a K.
Right, exactly. Mm-hmm. So conch is a shellfish. It's in a shell, and it's like a mollusk, like scallops. You know how scallops are kind of like
mushy,
very meaty. It's like that, kind of like in the shrimp family, where it's meaty and muscular. Absolutely delicious. There's so many different ways that you can eat conch. You can have it in a salad, which is like ceviche. You cut it up, onions, green peppers, tomatoes, lemon, salt, and some pepper. Delicious. Or you can fry that baby to make cracked conch, or you can do so many different things. But the most delicious meals are in the Bahamas, and you've got to try conch if you go to the Bahamas.
Okay. That's what I think. I'm gonna wait to try it in the Bahamas. I don't think we tried. Did I try it? I don't think I tried it.
We tried it in Jamaica, and I was saying, remember I said it looked different because I'm used to it looking white.
Oh yeah, we had it in a breakfast something.
Yeah, it was a little bit different. Also, the other thing is those gigantic shells. Everybody see those big conch shells where you can bring it up to your ear. You can actually still hear the ocean inside of it, right?
Absolutely. They're absolutely beautiful. So when you go to the Bahamas, conch anywhere other than the Bahamas is not the same.
That's why I'm going to wait.
No, what happened is you go to, in the Bahamas and Nassau, we have fish fry, right? You can go to fish fry. You can literally see them take the conch out of the water, crack it open in front of you, and you will have fresh conch. There's nothing like fresh conch. It tastes different from conch anywhere else in the world.
Yes, yeah. Straight out the water, I'm sure.
Straight out the water. Yeah.
We're going to have to definitely do that now. And that's a healing. I think there's some healing properties in conch. And we're talking about some preventive health measures. So, Tisa, first talk to us. I mean, your whole program is around preventive health. Why is that so important to you? Then we're going to let Corlette talk about what she's doing in that area.
Yeah. Well, we have such a backwards health system, right? Everything is really geared for the healthcare systems making money. So it's not from a proactive standpoint. They want you to get sick so they can prescribe you some medication that's going to keep you paying them for life, right? Or they want you to, they're not going to help you get well. We're about wellness, right? We're about wellness, and wellness is prevention. If you're about reactive care, that's our healthcare system now. They want you to come in with a condition that they can treat, not cure, or make sure you get well from it, that they can treat with a medication or a system or whatever, that again locks you into their system. They're never going to tell you, hey, eat some conch, use some turmeric with this.
Right.
It's nothing that's earthly grown that they can't charge you for. So they're not going to bring up those things. So we're about teaching the community holistic living. Holistic living is natural living, the most less evasive living off the world. The God has put everything on here for us. So just learning how to turn whatever we have at our disposal into those healing. Our herbs and our spices heal us. Our foods can heal us. And so it's learning that happens instead of going to the doctor, waiting until something happens, then go to the doctor to get the care for it. It's like keeping yourself healthy, preventing some of those things. Us as breast cancer survivors or any kind of cancer survivors, not to get cancer again. So we're going to be looking more. I'm more intentional about what I eat, how I live my life holistically. That's my prevention method, and teaching that to the community is really the only information we have. We don't have any cures for these things, but we can cure ourselves in terms of knowledge, information, seeing what works for each other, seeing what works for Black people specifically. We're different beings. And so Pink Lotus is about that, and cancer prevention and just disparity prevention really to our community.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, like that.
We have so many issues in our community.
All kinds, everything.
I was born and raised in the Bahamas. And I will tell you, when I was growing up in the Bahamas, my parents gave us, and every Bahamian out there knows this, there's a bush, we call it bush medicine, called Sarasi. The nastiest, most horrific drink you ever want to taste.
That's a word, don't it?
As a child growing up, a mother made us drink Sarasi every day. And I will tell
you. Like a shot? Or like a drink?
Whole glass.
Oh.
The whole glass. Okay. And so every day we drank Sarasi, but I can tell you this. And we grew our backyard. We had all of our fruits. We had pumpkin. We had guava. We had banana. We had all of our fruits in the backyard. And my mom, we just picked it up. And we were never sick. And every Bahamian who can drink Sarasi will tell you that medicine, which was natural, went outside and took the bush off the vine, boiled it, and that's what we drank. We never got sick. Okay. And so now they can't do that. When they bottle up, now it's full of so many preservatives, it's not the same.
Right. Right.
So back in the day, we did that. And that prevented a lot of things. Back in the day, everybody ate stuff of the backyard. They ate chicken. That was a regular sized chicken.
Right.
That's back in the day. Today,
no steroid injections. No steroid injections.
Today, what do you see today? No GMO. What the heck is GMO?
Girl, that's why I don't eat chicken. When the wing is the size of your hand, what's wrong with that picture, right?
But here's the thing: you don't know what we're eating. That is,
you don't know
GMO, right? So essentially, we have evolved into a society where we're not exactly sure what we're eating, and it tastes delicious. The better it tastes, the worse it is for you. That's my mindset.
Yeah.
But let's go back to, I worked in pharmaceutical sales for about 25 years. I worked for the big boys. I worked for Pfizer. I worked for Novartis, Alcon Labs, BioTissue, all over the country, living in New Jersey, Atlanta, and Texas. And I can tell you one thing. You're absolutely correct. Nobody is trying to prevent anything, and nobody is trying to develop a cure for anything, because
there's no money in the cure.
No, none at all. Every person, all of these large companies, and is focused on reaction. Our society is all about reactive care. We're going to wait for a heart attack. We're going to wait for the stroke. So when you have a heart attack or a stroke, God forbid, if you don't die, the amount of money your family's going to have to pay for your recovery, your rehab, and for care, health care, is astronomical.
Yep.
We spend so much money in this country. We spend $5.6 trillion in the United States on healthcare. 5.6 trillion. And that's all reactive.
That's all reactive.
But here's the thing. One of the things that we're doing is we're trying to shift that mindset from reactive care to make money to preventive care to save money.
Save money. Yep. That's what we're talking about.
Saved is a penny earned.
Yeah.
So if we save you 5.6, Listen, if we can save you 1 trillion, if we can save you 1 trillion, you just earned 1 trillion.
Yes.
Okay.
Now you have that money to do something else, right? Once you get into that mindset, you realize, you know what, if I can prevent something, because I was raised thinking prevention is better than cure. But the reality is, I have a new mantra, and we were talking about this. Prevention is better than regret.
Right.
Okay? Because you don't want to regret. We're not cats. We have one life. Do the best thing we can. And when I worked in pharmaceutical sales and I helped doctors identify treatment options for patients, the first thing you are pre-hypertensive, you're pre-diabetic, the first line of defense is this: lifestyle modification.
That's it.
Lifestyle modification. So what is lifestyle modification? That means eat right, exercise, okay? Live a healthy lifestyle. Don't sit on the couch and eat donuts all day. There's nothing good about eating sugar and drinking sugar all day long.
Wow.
It's killing us. What?
Yes.
You know
It's killing us.
Sugar when you drink Sprite, Coke, and these energy drinks, you're drinking sugar.
You are preaching to the choir. You need to go back and make sure you hit all of our shows, because it's like I feel like we're on like a retro with the eat right. So our thing at the end, we say eat right and move, because it really just boils down to that, right? Eat right and move. And so, yeah, we're all in the same boat. We're trying to just, and it is a mindset shift. It really is, because we grew up thinking, like you said, like my mom was one, just whatever the doctor said, whatever he prescribed to her. She ended up being really addicted to oxycodone, right? And so just watching her go through it, and then when they kind of took it off the market and her going through the withdrawals, it was a bad situation. So I am so like anti-medicine. And that's funny that you said you're pharmaceutical sales. I wanted to be in that field, but it was like an oxymoron to my morality. It's like I couldn't do it. It's like I can sell things, but it's something about selling medication. It was just had me like, no, you don't want to do that. Sell some clothes, sell a car, but something about, and that was where the money was, right? It was like, oh, you could sell these pharmacies. And I was like, but mentally for me, I'm so kind of like anti-medicine. So that's not the best career for me, right? So.
No, it's medicine, food, AI, everything has its place if it's used correctly.
Correct.
See, the problem is when people start to use it incorrectly, that's when we have a problem. Sure. But medicine in itself is not bad, right? Yeah. So if you have a child who is born with a deformity or something,
sure,
and there's no way to treat that child, right? And the medicine will help.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now,
all medicines are not bad. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that. Absolutely. All medicines are not bad. I guess from a preventive standpoint, when you're just talking about lifestyle changes and mindset changes, we just got to get people to start thinking about, let's not get to the doctor and have something. Let's make sure that are doing everything in your power to eat right, move, and do your part, right? Because when I tell people when they get saved, because Lord saved me from breast cancer, right? I had no insurance at the time. I didn't know what I was getting in terms of my chemo treatment. And so I just had to pray, Lord, I hope this ain't sugar water. I hope this is killing some cancer, because I was not insured. I had to take it at a different part of the hospital. And so it was just faith, grace, and mercy. But I tell him he wants you to do your part. Yes, he saved me, but I still have to take care of my body now, right? People are like, well, why did you do it? Why not me? Because I had already was a healthy person. A lot of people don't get through their treatments if they're not healthy. So my vessel was ready for the cancer. My platform was ready to teach and to move. And I was in a space where I'm always ready to give back. And so that's Pink Lotus. So, yeah.
No, one of the biggest issue that we have in this country is our sedentary lifestyle.
Yes.
So,
absolutely.
Especially people who work from home. Listen, when you work from home, so I will tell you right now, I'm standing up, okay?
Yep.
So this is just my little effort, right? Instead of sitting down, so you can see I can jog and I can move. I'm standing up now. I have one of these desks that
lifts up. Yes. Okay. Grant has one too. He don't use it though.
I do all the time.
Are you sitting right now? No, you're in our room. Okay.
Now, Grant.
Huh?
You need to use your standing desk.
I do. I just
I ain't seen him. I ain't seen him yet.
I use it a lot. Matter of fact, if you look at all my videos on Follow the Brand, I am standing up.
Are you standing up in yours? Okay, I'm just
I
teasing.
stand up and move around
He does
because
have
I'm standing there for a half hour, an hour or so. I move around, and plus it's very easy to talk. Now, I didn't do that right now because I've
you're
got
in our
a
room.
background behind me, and I didn't want to be moving around, and then it starts to get kind of weird looking. So
Like
I'm
this?
very sedentary in my.
No, you're not. You know, there's a balance. You have a good balance. Sometimes you stand and sometimes you sit. That's the balance. Life is all about balance. Okay?
Absolutely.
You can't. So there are some people who go to the extreme and just do to the extreme. Those people actually are hurting themselves because your body needs certain things. Your body actually does need salt. You can't cut out salt, right? It's healthy. It's a balance, and if you eat things and you have a good balance, then you should be fine. Eat, work out, move.
Yep.
You don't have to work out. If you like dancing, go do Zumba. Dance.
I just walk.
Right.
I just walk.
Right. If you do what you enjoy, then it won't be effortless.
Right. And it won't feel like a chore. And it won't feel like you have to do it.
Right. Exactly.
Now, here's my thing, Corlette. You focus on that space between doctor visits. We're talking about the doctor, but like I said, most of the time you're just with yourself, right? And hopefully you're not totally sedentary. So we call that invisible gap between annual visits. And what is happening in that gap that families often don't see because they don't realize, when you're doing salt, you're doing sugar, you're doing all these other things that aren't really building your health profile very well. What are some of those early warning signs? I mean, what are you doing to actually prevent that? Because we've been talking about stroke, we've been talking about heart attacks, we've been talking about a lot of things. I think you've got a solution around that.
Absolutely. So, when you go to see your doctor and the doctor says, okay, we checked your vitals today, you look good, I'll see you in 6 months. But the reality is, when you leave your doctor's office and you schedule that appointment for the next 6 months, who is monitoring you between your doctor's visits? That is the invisible gap. Because the reality is life still moves on. You have good days, bad days, and things start to happen. Some days you feel a little off. Some days you feel exhausted. Well, when you start feeling certain things for a prolonged period of time, those are subtle changes. Changes happen in your body so subtly that nobody really notices. And then people, oh my God, I woke up and this bad thing happened. Well, it didn't happen overnight. It's been happening subtly in between those doctor's visits. And so we've recognized this invisible gap. And this invisible gap, we have developed our health intelligence platform that monitors your health and your vitals in between doctor's visits. So blood pressure, heart rate, temperature, and oxygen, we are able to monitor those things every 30 minutes. We pull that information, we send it to our server. And this is where the intelligence comes in. We take that information and we start trending. We have a trending engine that looks at trends to identify any irregularities. If there's an irregularity, then an alert goes to your family members. Why? Wow. Because if you send an alert to your family member that your heart rate is erratic, if they care about you, they'll say, what's going on with you? Let me call your primary care doctor to let them know that your heart rate, and we can show them what's going on. We will show the doctor in the system all of your vitals every time it was taken every 30 minutes. So you can see that trend line because a picture is worth 1,000 words. The doctor can look in, they don't have to ask you anything. Okay. And so we have also developed what we call live vital intelligence. That is where your doctor can go into the system and see your vitals in real time. So as we're talking right now, right, your doctor can go in and they can see my vitals right now while we're talking. If we talk long enough, in another 30 minutes, they'll see another pull. Okay. So now that's real time, live vital intelligence. That way, one, we close the invisibility gap because now you have someone monitoring your health and your vital signs continuously. Secondly, you have seniors, you have adults with disabilities, you have adults with chronic diseases. Many of them don't want to or cannot get to the doctor's office frequently. Well, with our live vital intelligence, you don't really have to. You can give doctor access and the doctor can conduct a visit over the phone in real time, looking at your vitals in real time. Because when you go to the doctor's office, what do they go? What do? They pull your vitals and they ask you a bunch of questions. Well, did you take your medication? What medications are you on? Did you fall this week? They ask you all those questions. Well, in our system, they don't have to ask you those questions anymore because they can look. Everything is in our system. They can identify all the medications you're on. It's right in the system. They can look and identify if you've taken your medication, because we do the medication compliance as well. They can also look and see your vital signs, what your vital signs were every 30 minutes for as long as you've been on our system. So, and of course, another component that people don't identify, falls. We also have falls in our system.
Nice.
And so the reason why falls are important is because even if you fall and you don't get hurt, that is still an indicator that something may be off.
Sure.
Off is not good. Yeah. The older you get, the worse off is. Off is not
right.
Good. So your doctor can see in the system, Grant, you've fallen 3 times in the last month. What happened? Oh, doctor, I don't know. Maybe I was a little off that day. That tells the doctor something.
You can set a pattern.
So is that cognitive decline? Is it the rug on the floor? Is it your balance? What is causing you to fall, even if you don't get hurt? And last, people who fall and break and fracture their hips, seniors in particular, when they fall and fracture their hip, their lifespan is reduced to 1 to 3 years. They will not live longer than 3 years. So it behooves us to ensure that our senior citizens do not fall. Falls are deadly. Okay.
Yep. And the main cause of death for seniors. Yeah.
100%. Absolutely. And the sad part is when a senior falls and actually fractures their hip, they had previously fallen 2 to 4 times before they got hurt. This is the reason why you want to see all of these things, because it's a pattern. You can see this person has been falling. They're at risk for falling. This person may, right? There's so many things. You can see the full history and the full picture of this person's existence between doctor's visits. And all you have to do is pull it up, right? You know, that video that I shared with you is about live intelligence.
Yeah, let's show that right now so we get people to get a better understanding of what you're talking about.
Absolutely.
A minute long. It's a great video. So we're going to play that right now.
For millions of people, health changes happen slowly and quietly. Long before a health event, the signals are already there. Introducing Live Vital Intelligence from RM2.ai, designed to provide continuous visibility into health trends for seniors and individuals with disabilities and those living with chronic conditions. RM2.ai integrates with wearables to provide continuous monitoring, automated alerts and reminders, and intelligent health oversight into one unified platform. RM2.ai transforms continuous health signals into actionable health intelligence. RM2.ai, health intelligence for life.
So essentially, now you have information that you can see. Thank you so much. You can see the information. Now you can make intelligent decisions as a healthcare provider. We don't diagnose, we don't give medical advice. This is information you can share with your physician. Right. Now, your physician can intelligently make decisions based on what they see has been happening with you over the last X number of weeks since you saw them last. Right?
That's awesome. That is, girl, you got something. I'm gonna just give you this and the snap, all of that. No, because that is just what is needed, you know, in terms of just because, like you said, your care is day to day. Like you said, you can have just a bad day, just didn't get sleep. Like I didn't get any sleep last night. I slept into 11. You know, sometimes you can just be off, and that can really throw everything off, and you can go in on that day and get bad readings. So the fact that it's real time and that they can see a pattern over a period of time, that's the glue, because that's what's always missing in the yearly visits, right? They try to get all of your last 12 months history of activity and what's going on with you for 12 months in one day, in one visit. And then they're going to say this or that, you know, and I, you know, Grant just went and got his visit. I'm using you, Grant. He just went and got his, and I asked him what was his blood pressure numbers, because, you know, they're trying to get every Black person in the world on blood pressure medicine. And it was, you know, we've been talking about the 120 and what's the difference. His was just a little over both numbers. And I was like, did they say anything? He's like, no. And they said they was did that last year. And I'm like, okay, but it's still a little bit over the norm. So is it because, again, you got the name number last year? Does it not matter this year? I mean, that's the pattern, but more should be happening. More information should be getting as you've gotten older, all of that. So I think as you get older, they can't just go by last year's numbers. Everything's the same. You're good.
Well,
and that's kind of what they do.
How can you go by last year's numbers when there's 364 days?
5 days between. But that's what they told her. They're like, well, no, it's kind of like that last year. And I'm like, okay.
In between. Okay.
Yeah. But that's the margin. That's the margin they're using, which is ridiculous. It's like, your whole lifestyle has changed over the last year. To me, it should have been lower. Because really, he came home. He's moved in with the parents, taking care of them. He met me. We've been doing some fun stuff. No, really, it should have been low.
My pressure should be higher than it is. But
your lifestyle has come down stress-wise. So I don't know why your numbers are the same.
No, and I want to bring this up because a lot of people have a lot of stress around AI. They think AI. You have to understand what you said earlier about right use of technology to get a better
Everything
result.
has its place.
And that is what Corlette is doing. She's taking a platform, utilizing technology to get a better result for all of us. And this is very, very easy. I was like, well, how do you get the measurements? Talk to us about how a scene, especially scene, how do they get these measurements? They feel they got to do some whiz-bang thing to get these great results.
We make it so easy. We went and searched for devices that we could test within our company. We have 5 individuals on our scientific committee. We have about 15 advisors on our team. 5 are on the scientific committee. We found devices, and I actually have them. This is one. This is a watch-looking device. Mm-hmm. This is another one. This is very simple. It has 2 buttons, green and red. Green to answer the phone and red to hang it up. And then everything else is done with us. We are testing this ring right now to determine if we want to add this ring to our platform. Because before we go to market and bring up the device to market, we test it within our company to make sure a number of things, accuracy, the time frame in which the battery lasts, and a whole lot of things. Mm-hmm. So once we have identified, right now we have these 2 devices on the market. When someone calls us and they sign up, they go online, www.rm2.ai, click the button, start monitoring. Once they fill out that form, it comes to our server, we get it, and we connect this device to our server. When we send it to you, it's already connected. The only thing we ask you to do, 2 things: charge the battery and wear the device. Okay? So it's as simple as that. Okay? So each device, we have identified devices that give us the ability to provide the services we want to provide. And here are what we're trying to do. We want to ensure that we have devices that are able to give information on 4 vitals at this point: heart rate, temperature, blood pressure, and oxygen. You can go into your system and you can see these things constantly every 30 minutes. Now, we are also checking this ring because it says it allows you to check your blood sugar without a needle. So we have to test this before we decide to bring this to market.
Nice. That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Testing that right now. But the reality is life is complicated. A lot of things are complicated. We want to make it simple for you. When you get the link, go in and fill out the information. Here's what you will get in our system. When you go in, it's like you go to the doctor, you see the doctor's, your file in the doctor on the computer. Ours looks similar with all of your results, all of the trends. You can go back, you can look at the time, you can look at the date. And if you say, wait a minute, there's a spike here. This is last week, Tuesday at 3:00. What was I doing? Mental note to self, don't do that because it caused my blood pressure to spike. Oh, 3:00 in the morning, my heart rate dropped. My oxygen dropped in the middle of the night. Do I have sleep apnea? You start looking at trends. One isolated incident is not enough. It's trends that give an indication. We don't diagnose. We strictly pull the information.
Sure.
You show your doctor.
Show you the data. Yeah.
Look at the data and decides what is going on with you. We don't. Okay.
That's awesome.
Another part, because I'm coming from the pharmaceutical arena, I understand polypharmacy, and I understand that overdose and medications interaction can kill a person. I also know that if your left and your right hand are not talking, you can take duplicate medication without even knowing it. It happens every day. Let me give you an example. You say Grant goes to the doctor says, Grant, your blood pressure is high. I'm going to put you on Norvasc because I want to control your blood pressure. And you're African American because Norvasc, which is a calcium channel blocker, is good for African Americans. So I want to start you, Grant, on Norvasc. Beautiful. That's what I would recommend if I was still in pharmaceuticals. Now you go to your cardiologist because you have to go to the cardiologist, and they see you and they said, Grant, your blood pressure is not controlled. I'm going to put you on amlodipine. Amlodipine is a calcium channel blocker. It's good for African Americans, so I'm going to give you amlodipine. You're happy as a lark. You go, you're taking your Norvasc, you're taking your amlodipine. Here is the problem. I sold Norvasc. Norvasc brand name is Norvasc. Norvasc generic name is amlodipine. So essentially, you have two doctors giving you the exact same medication. You double dosing. But
for two different issues.
And exactly. And the thing about it is, you're going to take them because your doctor told you're going to take them religiously if you're a good guy. Right? Listen, and nobody's going to tell you otherwise. Right? What we've done is we have identified that polypharmacy exists. So when you go into our system,
nice.
Enter all of your medications in there, every single one, and the system automatically flag any overlap, any duplications, any contradictions, and any adverse events, all in one unified platform. Okay, all of that in there. You don't have to do nothing.
Just to stop there for a moment, because that right there,
that's awesome.
That's a game changer.
Yeah.
Change, especially when I've got some of my parents at home. They're taking I don't even know what they are. 4, 5, 6, 7.
They got the pill box. They put everybody on the pill box, right? I call that another prescription, because if you have the pill box, I mean you have multiple medications that you have to keep, and the only thing that does is keeping the day separate good for you. But Winnie, just what she is to say, hey, Tuesday's going to mix with Thursday really bad because they don't go together or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that is so awesome.
Listen to this. Let's just say you're on a generic medication, okay? So you're on amlodipine. So you go to Walgreens and you get amlodipine, and they give you a pain pill, amlodipine pain pill. Then you go to CVS and they give you amlodipine,
a white one
made by another generic company.
They don't even look the same. Yep.
Okay. So you're like, okay, this is a pink one, this is a white one. I got to take
it.
So do not assume that all pills are the same color, the same formulation. Okay? They are different from the manufacturer.
Yeah,
I did not know. There's another thing that your application does, and I want to make sure that Tisa knows this, because her father unfortunately had dementia as he got older, and I know another friend of mine that had dementia and they got lost at a time. Your application also does some location.
Yes, absolutely. So,
nice.
I will tell you, my mother had sundowning dementia. So when
my dad did too at the end.
Okay, and I'll tell
at night.
Exactly. My first job at Pfizer, the drug that I sold 20-something years ago was Aerosol for Alzheimer's disease. And then I went to Novartis and I sold Exelon, which is also for Alzheimer's disease. There are different types of dementias. There's no cure. There's medication that's out there to help slow the progression. What we have done in our system is recognizing this. We have built a customized geofencing portal in our platform that allows you to go in there and put the date, the time, and the address. So if you know your dad is home from 7 o'clock at night to 9 o'clock the next morning, and you don't want him to leave that location, you can go in there and put the date, the time, the location, and you can put a perimeter around that house. You can put 1 feet, you can put One lady put
Oh, nice.
605
Wish I
people.
would have had that for him.
But you know what?
Yeah,
Everything happens when it's supposed to happen.
it
Because
is. That's true.
my mother died. She had sundowning, right? And
Mhm,
so I feel your pain and I understand.
mhm.
The Lord does not make mistakes. The Lord
Nope.
brings things out when it's supposed to be.
Yep.
And
His
this
time.
this is the time that it's supposed to be here.
Mhm.
So for those loved ones who have dementia, we know 6 out of 10 individuals with dementia will get lost at least once in their lifetime. And here's the sad statistic. When they get lost, within 24 hours, they're not found. 50% of individuals within 24 hours are found either
They're
dead
dead.
or seriously injured in 24 hours.
Yep.
Time is of the essence.
It really is.
What
Yep.
we do is when you put that perimeter around the location, if they leave that location, you will get an alert with the
Yes.
GPS location where to find them. So you can go and find them because individuals who wander do not stand on the street corner waiting for you to come pick them up.
No,
They-
they walk. They walk. They
If
out.
you in Boca and you live in Miami, it's like, how did he get there? He jumped on the bus. The bus driver don't tell him no. They jump.
Right.
They just they'll cruise.
They keep it moving.
Okay. And then
Mhm.
they get picked off the bus at night. They don't know where they are. Then they wander. What?
Yep.
People get lost going to their mailbox. Listen, I had an adult daycare in Pembroke Pines. Okay. When I left pharmaceutical sales in 2014, it took me a year to figure out what direction my life was going to take. And the Lord put it on my heart to open up an adult daycare. So I opened up an adult daycare January 2016. 65 people in my facility every single day. I have seniors who, she just went to the mailbox. We can't find her. Okay. We had seniors who every single day in their mind, they were stuck. This one lady was stuck in Chicago. Every day at 2:00, we already knew she was grabbing her purse and she's leaving to catch the bus in Chicago. So you have to understand, you have to be in tuned. You have to know the nuances because every person is different.
Mhm. It shows up different.
Mom is fine. She's at home. No, people get leaving the grocery store parking lot.
Yeah.
Last year, a Bahamian guy was found dead in his neighbor's backyard. He got lost in his neighbor's backyard that he'd been living next to for 30 years.
Yeah. And we just had this on Alzheimer's on our show. At same, they wander. And again, we were trying to give them the warning signs. Like it's and to tell them again, it's not something that's going to get better. First of all, we're trying to give it's a disease where you got to get the family ready. It's not something it's an inevitable thing. And we were just trying to people again, prevention, just get ready, get your affairs in order, talk to them while they still have their mindset, while they still remember you. Don't live in the sand like, I'm just going to let mom, and you can see some of the signs. My father was from East St. Louis. He got lost going to East St. Louis a few years before he got diagnosed. Those are signs my mother noticed, and she should have brought it up then. But then it was kind of like, it was like hindsight. You know what? Your dad did get lost going home, and he always knows where to go. So it's just those subtle little signs, stuff they know.
That's
Pay
it.
attention. Pay attention, right? They know.
Subtle. Yeah. You
subtle,
see that?
They're subtle, very subtle.
Because
All this is like, oh my God. This is great. So we've got it, first of all, this is already out on the market, I believe. You've got these wearbles, you've got these reminders, you've got these alerts and notifications.
The tracking systems, awesome. Oh my God.
Systems, so we and it's not complicated.
Thumbs up
Very, very easy to use. There was one thing I want you to know this, Corlette. When you were on my show about a few weeks back, the number one thing that people tuned into when there was a little segment that went out, and I asked you, I said, what is the number one thing that people are doing wrong that they should be aware of? And you said it, and you said waiting for the crisis. I mean, thousands and thousands of people listen to that and like, wow, because they could identify with that they're just waiting for the crisis, not understanding that there is a preventive way of managing through this kind of experience.
Well, just preventive way of living your life, right? Life, it's all about, we don't always wait for to tell us the lifestyle change. How about live the lifestyle that you need to live, right? Not changes. People always ask me, well, how do you stay your same weight? I never had to change my eating habits. I've always been an athlete and always being health conscious. I've always kind of ate right, so it's just knowing what you need to do and do it. You know what I'm saying? That's what it really comes down to. We all know what things we need to do. We know we need to eat right, but what does that mean? That's a behavioral change for most people. I already know what to eat right. I'm about the health. I'm about the growing the fruits in the gardens. I've always had my gardens. I'm about like coming where she's come from. When you pick it up from your backyard, we were kids. We had fresh fruits available, picking on. So-and-so had a peach tree. You remember this, Grant? So-and-so had a grapevine. We grew up with fresh fruits at our disposal, just going outside and playing, right? We come in at dinner time, but we have been fed because we're eating grapes and stuff all day long. Kids don't do that. They don't have access to that freshness, literally off the vine type stuff. She says she got a guava tree, that kind of stuff. That's how we grew up. And I think that's why we're kind of in the better condition than even our predecessors, our kids, our younger generations, right? Because they're not in good condition. They are very processed. They were raised up on processed foods. They still are. Very fast food, quick foods. People aren't cooking like they used to. My mother used to cook. I cooked. People are stopping and just grabbing the quickest convenience things, and those are very processed, and so they are not growing up as healthy. Is all I'm saying. We need to take it back old school to the table, to the garden.
We all know what we need to do. We all know.
Yeah.
Have you ever? It pains me to see an overweight individual sitting in Dunkin' Donuts eating donuts and then swollen. Here's the thing. We all know what we need to do, but that is not easy to do.
It isn't. I know.
Has been used to doing something for so long. You may say, I'm going to stop right now. Your brain is so powerful that in 3 hours, you're going to go grab that donut. So you have to understand that changing your lifestyle and living the right way is not going to be easy. That's the first
it takes time.
Secondly, do not deprive your body. You've been doing the same thing for 20 years. Don't deprive your body. It's like withdrawing. Okay?
Right.
A little bit. Instead of drinking 4 cups of coffee today,
drink 2.
Drink 3 for like a few days. Then after 2, right? So you have to get your body accustomed to cleaning itself, right? And now you have to detox. Let's talk about crisis for a minute. We all wait for the crisis. And when the crisis comes, everybody panics and freaks out. But I will tell you something about waiting for the crisis. Waiting for the crisis is a level of comfort for everybody because they're in denial. They don't want to face it. Let me give you an example. On Saturday, I went somewhere, relaxing in one of my retreat days. And there was a group of us girls there. And one lady came to me and she was just crying. And she said that her father was diagnosed with dementia. And they don't know how to handle it as a family. And it's been coming for a while. The reality is, even when you know it's coming, even when you see it, some people are paralyzed in fear and they still don't do anything until the crisis happens, which forces you to do things, right? We have to shift and educate our society that if you know something is a potential, it's a risk, let's just take baby steps, okay? You can't expect everybody to blanketly just go ahead and do it. It's not going to happen. But if we could start educating on the downside, the disadvantage, the risk of waiting in crisis, maybe every day somebody will hear this and somebody will say, you know what, I want to be that person to change today. Because every single day is getting one person to change. If we can't get 100 people to change today, if we can get one person today, that's good. I'm happy with that. Because one person saved today can save somebody else tomorrow, and everybody else will continue to pay it forward. And that's how you make a change. We have 250 years of bad habits to change.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. It can take generations, but it has to start with us.
Yeah, it has to start with us. And bad habits and fears, right? So for us, when we talk about you're taking care of yourself in the medical profession and all that, it's bad habit and fears. One of my biggest things is getting people to even take treatment and all that is still that that fear of the medical profession. So we got bad habits and fears. Those two are like major barriers for us
Bad
getting good
habits
health.
and fear.
So bad habit and fear, man. We just, and deservedly so, but we all have to just come to that recognition. Yes, this happened, but we have to overcome, like we overcome everything in order to move forward. So we really have to start overcoming the fear, overcoming the bad habits, right? It's all about making small changes, little changes to move the needle every day. When we say just a little bit, baby steps. I tell them baby steps.
That's how we started out doing our podcast. I want to make sure everybody's looking at the screen now that you go to her website at rm2.ai. And before we let you go, Corlette, is there any one thing that you like to remind us of, other than that we all need to get some conch in our life, because I think I need to get some? Is there any? I think matter of fact, you just dropped a book. You gotta let us know about that.
I did just release my book June 5th, and the book is called The Care Code, Where Prevention Meets AI, because it's all about trying to educate the world about prevention and the things we need to do, how to prevent certain things. It's also about caring for others. You know that old saying, put the mask on first before you take care of someone, before you put on somebody else. Sure. First and foremost, I want to teach and educate people about, first and foremost, caring for themselves. That is the self-care we were talking about. That is the lifestyle modifications we're talking about, because at some point, you're either going to be cared for or you'll be a caregiver, or both, right? So why not take care of yourself so you can play whatever role life gives you? But that means you have to take care of yourself. And so part of taking care of yourself is to prevent certain things. We want to predict early to prevent the crisis, those events. And my book is about real stories of things that's happened with me, my friends, people that I know, my clients, real stories that people are going to read, and they're going to say, that's me right there. Oh my God, that's me. Okay? Every single chapter is something that people can relate to. So all I want people to do out there, take care of yourself, watch what you eat, exercise. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not judging anyone. I am not perfect. I already know. You don't have to tell me, yes, I'm 10 pounds overweight. I already know that. I am not judging folks. But if every single day you can just take one little step to be better than you were yesterday, before you know it, we call that, Pfizer used to call that the incremental A to B shift. You cannot get to Z. You can't go from A to Z. No. You have to go through B,
C, and D, right. That's it. Baby steps.
Baby steps. And if you take baby steps to do something today to help yourself, to make yourself better, to make yourself well, before you know it, you're going to be running. You're going to be there. You're going to be right where you need to be. And you'll be thriving so that you can prepare and live a long, healthy life. We're about longevity, not lifespan, but span. Because you don't want to live long and spend the last 10 years of your life bedridden. That's not good, right? So now that you have the opportunity today, take the steps today to make subtle changes in your life for the better. And that's all I'm about. Caring about yourself, caring for others, and preventing what's around the corner that you can prevent. You can prevent. Nobody but stuff.
That's right. That's right.
Prevention is always better than regret.
Yes, it is. I want to thank you again for being on the show. Make sure that everybody, you got to go to rm2.ai. Get her book. It's going to help you. That incremental step. If you're at A, get to B. I love it. We say that Tisa says it all the time, those 3 baby steps. So I want to thank you again for being on the show. We're definitely going to come down to Florida and we're going to get over. We're going to take that little cat. They used to have a catamaran. I know they got a little plane that goes over the Bahamas. We're going to get over there. I'm going to make sure that you can meet us over there too.
Yes.
Probably be there. Listen, all you have to say, let's go. And I'm like there. I'm packed. Let's already packed. I got suitcase ready to pack.
She's ready.
Let's make it happen, y'all. You know, I'm about let's be about it. I'm out of these Nebraskas always.
Got to get a little break today. Thanks again for being on the show.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
All right, Tisa. We got one more thing. We got to let our audience know what is happening this Saturday on the 27th of June.
Oh my God, it's here, y'all. Our 6th annual Stuff for the Cure All Cancer Fashion Show. Oh my God, I'm gonna be so glad when it's over. No, just kidding.
Oh, she's been ripping,
No,
she's been running, she got a great show planned.
Oh, man. It's the 27th, this Saturday, y'all. Metro Community College South Campus. Get your tickets today. We have paper tickets still available. All of the models have them. If you don't know them, go to our website. You can just ticket through our website. Paper tickets, you can call me at 402-250-1716. Hit me in the comments below. We'll hook up and get you a paper ticket. It's going to be $30 at the door. So you want to get your tickets early, save yourself that $5. You know what I'm saying? So get a paper ticket and or scan our QR code on our flyers. It'll take you right to Ticket Falcon and you can get your tickets. $25 general admission, $40 VIP, $30 at the door. So they're on sale now. Come and celebrate with us Saturday. We ready.
Well, you got to celebrate doing all the things that we have been doing here and talking about. We've been amping it up on definitely on social media, but it is for the community. You got to remember that a lot of people have had cancer. This is about cancer survivorship and how we can certainly help each other get through these types of things. I got some family members that are going to be in the show, man. I'm really looking forward to having a good time, but at the same time, we got to inform the community how to stay cancer free. And if you do get cancer, make sure you don't go back into remission. So I want to thank you again for all you do.
We're here for support, referrals, and programming for cancer.
Right.
Cancer people.
How do we end the show? We got to eat right and
move. Eat right and move. Eat right and move.
Thank you for tuning in.
See you next week.
Imagine waking up with more energy, a peaceful mind, and relationships that grow stronger every day. That is the vision Tisa Harden and Grant McGaw want to help you achieve, and it all starts with simple, practical steps you can take this week. On health, wealth, and relationships, every episode brings you real stories and trusted experts. Tisa and Grant focus on 3 tactical steps each week. Small, doable moves that protect your health, grow your savings, and bring you closer to the people you love. No complicated rules, just real progress. Try a clinic-to-kitchen swap to boost your energy. Start a money buffer habit that quietly builds your financial confidence. Or try a 1-minute exercise that helps you reconnect with your partner. These quick wins are not chores. They are steps toward a better life. People who try just one intentional step report more energy, less money stress, and evenings full of laughter again. Join Tisa and Grant. Start small, live bigger. Tune in every Thursday at 10 a.m. on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, and subscribe now.